For some reason, my thing's mic was not connected. And I didn't know why. Yeah. But, or what? Oh, so I was muted the whole time. I was basically talking about how we're gonna discuss, like, just, this is gonna be a sort of a chill stream. Just, like, hang out and talk about what we know about Resident 9 from, like, trailers, developer interviews, that type of stuff. And also, Ninja Gaiden 4 DLC got announced, so I also want to talk about that as well. And because it comes out next week, so that means there are 2 games I'm going to stream and on schedule. And because once February is over, I can go back to my normal streaming schedule, which for Resi 9, I might stream 2 times out of the week because I want to just play it a lot. Because it's Resi 9. I haven't played it. We haven't had any mainline Resi since 2021. That wasn't remakes. And I also showed off that the game comes out technically today, but that's because the way the schedules work is, you know, Japan's time and American time are different. And as you can see, I got the deluxe edition outfits because the DLC comes with this. So it's really useful. Also, before anything, I need to turn off the high frame rate, or else it's gonna destroy the stream. And it's not gonna look good, so hold on. Oh, I gotta go to the main menu. I'll beat the mission first. Reach the maximum limit. Yeah, no shit. But yeah. Man, the beginning of March is gonna be crazy. So much stuff is coming out. We got Crimson Desert. We got Ninja Gaiden 4's DLC. We got Fatal Frame 2. We got the remaster of Legacy of Kain Defiance, which I thought that game wasn't gonna get remastered because of the fact they just ported over the PS2 version, but they did, and I'm happy for that. So it means they did care, but because of the way Defiance is made, I'm guessing the reason they took a while because it was a CAG or CAG adjacent. So that's probably why it took a while to enhance it and remaster it. Either way, still happy for it. It also gives me an excuse to try to stream more Legacy of Kain, which I've been thinking about doing. It's just the fact that it's Legacy of Kain and the first one is weird. Story's great. It's just weird. But yeah, it's great. But so far, it's looking good. Things are looking nice. But yeah, I'm hoping that Resi 9 is amazing. A lot of early reviews are saying the game is one of the second highest rated Resis, so there's got to be some merit to that. Because a lot of people are like, because I've been trying to avoid spoilers as much as I can, because some assholes are uploading things early. And I'm trying to make my YouTube algorithm ignore anything Resi 9 related, so I'm not clicking on anything that's Resi 9. Like, I'm trying to avoid it for as long as I can, just for this final stretch, because I don't want any spoilers for Resi 9 in my feed. The only thing I got spoiler based, and I don't even count it as a spoiler, is the length of the game, but just or for like this Grace and Leon sections, which I'm not gonna say because there are some of you that probably will consider it a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, there's a reason they brought back Leon. Oh, he got stuck on the table. As for Ninja Gaiden 4, so they did announce what there was going to be in the DLC, and I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Mainly because of the fact that it is really own one weapon per character. Yakumo gets a new scythe, and Ryu gets the blades. Although, the weird thing is that apparently, for Ryu's side, it's only gonna his gleam is gonna be the only thing that's gonna be unique, because of the fact that it doesn't give the whip sword things a gleam form. It just switches to the dragon sword, and I don't know how to feel about that, because, like I said, I fully believe that with the way how fast this DLC came around, I refuse to believe that this was we made 3 chapters in the span of 5 months. Because it has been 5 months since this game came out. Like, since October. So, I refuse to believe they came up with all that in 5 months. There's no way. So something's telling me that we're getting basically content that they weren't able to add in. But at the same time, not hating on it. After all, more weapons for Ryu is still more weapons for Ryu, and more unique weapons for Yakumo. Although now that gives Yakumo 6, if you're counting at this point in the months, the evil Dark Dragon Blade. And yeah. But yeah, I am curious on how this DLC is going to go down. As for Resi 9, I'm pretty sure it's going to live up to most people's standards, because considering how much Capcom's been killing it with Resi as of late, I believe they can pull it off. I believe Resi 9 is going to be amazing. Because, like I said, a lot of early reviews are saying it's amazing. Some people that played the game earlier are saying it's amazing. Because, you know, the ones that got early copies are not being douchebags and spoiling the game for everyone, so there's that. So Yeah, I'm just hoping the DLC is gonna be fine. I know it probably will. After all, it's Platinum. And despite Platinum barely doing DLCs, which yes, they barely do it, the only exception being, I think, is Wonderful 101's remaster, because I think that was more free DLC thanks to the crowdfunding. So hopefully we're gonna get some really good stuff from this, because this is probably one of the few DLCs. And I think another thing as well, I'm surprised people are surprised Ninja Gaiden was getting DLC, because that's sort of its whole thing. I mean, it's the same series that can't pick which version of the game you should play, and most people, and a fan base that's literally split between versions, and with 2 Black that just made a new fan base, or a new side of a new faction to the fan base. Which Ninja Gaiden 4, I'm expecting this game to get a Black version. It's just the way it is. I fully expected to get a Black version, and even if the Dead said no, that's a lie. I know this is going to get a Black version. That's just the way Ninja Gaiden is. It will never get a definitive version. We're getting what we, and it's very rare when we get what we get. Why? Because fans are never satisfied, and also because the devs are weird like that. But then again, that was back when Itagaki was still, yeah, rest in peace, the homie. Was still working at Team Ninja, so he was probably a perfectionist, and that's why he kept changing the games. What I am hoping for is that thanks to Ninja Gaiden 4 getting a lot more attention than the average NG game, because I'm pretty sure this game sold a lot more than you'd expect. Like, it sold enough to basically warrant like a decent amount of for a CAG, because CAGs don't sell well. But there's definitely, they definitely made back some of their money, even if Microsoft foot the bill for it. After all, why they went through out of their way to make this game for the past couple of years, so obviously they're gonna want to do it. So I'm hoping in the future this allows for Ninja Gaiden to continue living on. I just don't want to get the DMC treatment and Bayonetta treatment where they end up going on hiatus for like 7 years and then they get a game announced in like the next 4. Because I was coping for so long when the Master Collection came out. So I was kind of just like, please let this be hinting at Ninja Gaiden 4. Please let this be hinting at Ninja Gaiden 4. Please let this be hinting at Ninja Gaiden 4. And well, obviously we got it. We didn't get it until 4 years later, because the Master Collection came out in 2021. But yeah, I'm happy we got the collection, because a lot of people get more exposed to Ninja Gaiden, because it's always funny seeing people get their shit kicked in. It's funny every single time. I'm just hoping that the DLC is going to be good, and hopefully it leads to more DLC. Because here's the thing. Another thing that people forget is that Ninja Gaiden has a lot of DLC in general, which to be honest is kind of a controversial thing. The thing is, though, the reason Ninja Gaiden has so much content already in it is because I don't think people know this. People expect like, oh, Ninja Gaiden 04, the vanilla must be full of a lot of stuff. No, it's not. The Black version is basically an enhanced, rebalanced with all the DLC port. That's what it is. It is essentially a rebalanced complete edition, which Ninja Gaiden 4, if it gets supported for long enough, might get that treatment. Because I feel like I said, I don't think Team Ninja's done with this game just yet. I don't think they're done. I don't think they are. Like, it feels like there's more that's gonna happen, and I don't know what it is. Like, because that's just the way Ninja Gaiden's always been to me. You're always getting huge amounts of DLC because the devs are perfectionists and they can never be satisfied with the current game. They always want to do more with it. Like, I don't think we're just getting the DLC and that's it. I feel like we're getting more. That's just the way Ninja Gaiden's always been. And if we don't, well, at least we can be satisfied with the fact they tried, and this franchise is kind of back. Because if there is one critique I do have, is that I barely use parkour. I mostly use the side wall running rather than the upwards wall running. But then again, I can understand it because they give you so much of a tool set and the arenas are so huge. What would be cool is that they would fix the level design, or at least add obstacles. Basically use the assets they already have and put some in here to put some obstacles in the way to allow for unique use of the parkour. But I can understand why they didn't, because everyone knows the meme, Ninja Gaiden's camera is horrible. So I'm guessing to remove most comments like that, they made the arenas huge. And that's usually a very quick fix for most action games. It's why games like DMC5 and DMC4 have big ass arenas. Like, those arenas are huge. And because of that, they're able to make the camera issues basically non-existent. It worked for DMC3 because the DMC3 was a fixed camera game. It was fixed camera with a mixed dynamic. It was a fixed dynamic camera. But Ninja Gaiden was probably one of the first action games to have a free moving camera. And the thing is, though, obviously action games with that type of camera control weren't really prevalent yet. We had to wait a bit. And then Platinum came along with its open arenas because of the fact that I'm pretty sure Platinum is the reason a lot of action games now, even on the indie side of things, have big arenas. Because they realize that, oh, right, if you just give a big-ass arena, then the camera controls aren't going to be as bad because you're barely going to be getting the camera stuck in things. But yeah, I'm really hoping it works out in the end. I'm hoping we get more support for this game. But hey, here's hoping. Awesome. It's also, I forgot to explain, this is probably gonna be a short stream as well. I'm just sort of streaming until I get bored. Because I just want to talk about Resi 9 and Ninja Gaiden, which is mostly been Ninja Gaiden for now. Then I'm gonna probably switch games because my focus is to talk about what game I'm currently playing. So yeah, that's probably it. I'm gonna need some time to talk. I'm probably gonna switch to like a Resi or some shit for me to get in the proper Resi talking mood. But yeah, I'm hoping NG4's DLC is just the first of many. Which, if it's not, then whatever. I'm still satisfied with what we got. Like, it's a mostly, like, it's a very polished experience to begin with, which Ninja Gaiden, as you know, is infamous for. They could never figure out the versions they want. So hopefully this works out, and if we get more DLC, then that's just good for us. And also the fact that, as a teaser, oh yeah, I have a teaser for y'all. I'm working on a new series. I just finished the script. So, I will be working on that video soon. So look forward to it for those watching, because I have finished the script. I just need to review it over and then see what I need to fix, and then start editing and doing the voicing. So hopefully it'll work out. Well, that's cheap. I couldn't even move. Which, speaking of, I think from the few teasers we saw, bro, those fiends that they showed up for the DLC look sick. Very Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 coded. Like, those are straight up fiends from Ninja Gaiden 2. Which, don't get me wrong, I like the yokai based demons in this game, because for some reason they went out of their way to separate yokai and demons and fiends, which is weird, but I'm not hating on it. Because if there is one thing about the enemy design about this game that I will say, is that other than the dogs, none of the enemies really screamed Ninja Gaiden to me. Because Ninja Gaiden for me was all about, at least enemy design, is very much like unnatural, be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go feed the dog. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. I was talking about how Ninja Gaiden can't keep a preferred version, and now Ninja Gaiden 4 is probably one of the more polished versions. So we might, if there ever is a Ninja Gaiden Black version for this, I highly doubt we're gonna get that many revisions or balance changes because of the way this game works. So if they ever do a black version, I don't think they're gonna do that many balance changes because a lot of this game is already very polished enough to the point where any changes will just end up destroying it. For example, Ninja Gaiden 04 compared to Ninja Gaiden Black. The reason people prefer Black is because of the fact that it has all the DLC, but also has balance changes that make the game actively more fun. For example, one of the main issues, I think, was that you had a perfect block, essentially, that removed any recovery, so you could immediately counter, which, considering the era we live in, I hate that they removed that. Not only that, it reduces your defensive options. That, and considering games like Sekiro exist, perfect blocking is fine. And if they were to remake Ninja Gaiden Black again, which I highly doubt they are, because it's Ninja Gaiden Black, if everyone loves Black, they could probably do a counter, something like that. Like a perfect counter. And like try to backport that into, or try to port that over from here into that. Obviously keeping the regular parries, but also, you know, it's just more fun in my opinion. Because it still allows for player skill, but you're not going to be perfect blocking constantly. It also allows for more defensive play, because Ninja Gaiden Black, I feel like what people forget when they're going from Ninja Gaiden Black to Ninja Gaiden 2, 3, and 4, is that Ninja Gaiden Black is a lot more methodical than you'd expect. It is way more methodical. You have to be much more careful. There's a lot more commitment to your moves, which I know some people overhype the commitment. It's not that much commitment, but you still got to commit a decent amount. Like, it's not Monster Hunter levels of commitment, but it's still decent. It's still commitment to a point. Yeah, I'm hoping that with Ninja Gaiden 4's DLC we get more. And if there is a black version, and then whatever. Because I want Team Ninja to do more with Ninja Gaiden. It's very obvious they can do more with it. After all, we're getting a rise in CAGs as of late, so what's there to stop them? Other than the fact they might get poor sales. Master Ninja rank, let's go. Clear time could have been better, but hey, whatever. Is let's proceed next chapter. No, because I need to lower this game's front. Actually, I'm gonna change the game. Since we're talking about Resi as well. Marathons. I don't care about marathon game. Gonna put something on. There we go. Now, what Resi thing do I want to play? You know, since I'm feeling, since I feel like being a nostalgia head and appealing to nostalgia. And obviously in Switch games so I can get in the Resi mindset, talk about Resi 9 properly. And this game is weird. Man, they change control setups every few games, and it's annoying me. Hard mode, because apparently people confused it for some reason in the game.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight.
Yeah, if only.
As the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E9507.
Man, it's so weird how Capcom is now trying to go back to the Raccoon City era. I'm guessing thanks to 2 Make and 3 Make, and to a degree 4 Make, that gave Capcom the confidence to try to go back to this area. Although they had to retcon the shit out of it because of all the bombings. So that's one thing to look at. I like how if you view it a certain way, Resi 3 could be seen as a pre-sequel. I find it so funny that they knew zombies existed, yet they never thought to shoot the head. Farewell to my life. Farewell to my home. This is my last chance for survival. This is my last escape. Which is apparently supposed to be the original tagline for this game. Last escape. And thanks to me playing Code Veronica, I have a decent control way to play through this.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive. Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
Man, you could see those polygons.
I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
Man, the acting for between Resi 2 and 3 is a big improvement.
I told you! I'm not leaving! Never! Just get away from me.
Container is locked from inside. Yeah. It's, like I said, it's still so weird that they're going out of their way to basically, well, try to go back to retcon Raccoon City, despite the fact they explained multiple times, even the remakes did it, that Raccoon City was bombed to hell. But considering that they're trying their damnedest to basically try to fix Resi's story, I can understand why. Until you use to load mixed materials into the empty bullet is used to combine with the gunpowder. Game instructions explains the various actions, operations on map screen, and operation event scenes. Oh yeah, the automatic objects. And this game's control setups are weird. On creation of bullets, explains how to use gunpowder and reloading and the reloading tool. Which, not gonna lie, crafting system this early on in Resi has gotta be interesting. Because I'm pretty sure if one of my friends told me who is Doc, go sub to him. Like, this type of reloading was not that common back then. Usually crafting systems were exclusive to RPGs at the time, I think. And that's even if there was a crafting system in them to begin with. So, a crafting system in a survival horror is pretty rare. And especially in this time period. Ammunition creation system, create various ammunition, you need to use the reloading tool and the gunpowder. Which, apparently, from what I've heard from people, this game had the best version of the crafting system. Because there was like a hidden XP bar, apparently, that lets you improve what you have already. Necessary items, you want to create different types of ammunition. By combining the gunpowder and reloading tool, various types of ammunition will be created. Gunpowder mixed materials to create various types of ammunition. There are between types of basic gunpowders, A, B, and C. Please note that gunpowder C is created by mixing A and B types. How to mix gunpowder. So you can create various kinds of bullets by mixing the different gunpowders. There are 13 different kinds of gunpowders in all. Powders B. So it's just AA, BB, CC. And CCC is magnum rounds, which, cool. Mixing gunpowder with grenade rounds. If you combine it with grenade rounds, which those grenade rounds will be created. Mixing level improvement. If you repeatedly create the same kind of ammunition, your skill will be improved and you'll be able to create more powerful ammunition. Which, I'm kind of hoping that Resi 9 has the equivalent of this, but that's kind of, I feel like that's asking for too much. Also, 30 rounds. Jesus Christ, game. That is a lot. It also begs the question of what made them want to go to back to Raccoon City for Resi 9. Like, I still gotta wonder why. Like, is it to end a storyline? Because of the fact that Leon's whole thing is literally Raccoon City has scarred me forever, and it's been one of the worst things to happen in my life. Are they trying to imply that him going back to Raccoon City is sort of his atonement, or that he thinks he deserves, and in order to end the trauma? Because obviously he's going back there for another reason, but they're obviously gonna trying to frame it as a, oh, he's coming back here for like trauma related reasons, and he's gonna be forced to face his trauma, which I'm pretty sure he's faced plenty of times at this point. He's just kinda, yeah. Also, sorry I haven't been streaming. And also gonna say something else. Sorry I haven't been streaming the past few days. I've just been sort of a bluch type of week. So I'm just kind of bluch right now. So that's why I don't sound as excited as I should. So far, I'm digging this menu. It's very obvious meant to be like a cop, because Jill's like stars, which I know I brought this up. I brought this up during the end of the Code Veronica stream. What actually did cause the fall of Umbrella? Because we don't really know. We just heard that they fell after Resi 3, and that was it. That they fell. Because Code Veronica was meant to lead up to this hypothetical big showdown to shut down Umbrella, but we didn't get that. So, what happened with that? I'll be right back. I got ravioli. Sorry about that. I was getting ravioli. Anyways. Where were we? Alright. Yeah, you still gotta wonder what actually caused the fall of Umbrella. Because, like I said, Leon, other than what Leon told us in 4, we were just told that, oh, they fell. They were fallen. Their stock prices fell after Raccoon City, and there was like big evidence that exposed them, and that was it. They were just told that they fell because the evidence against them was stacked, which, understandable considering the amount of Raccoon City survivors that the various early 2000s, early 2000s Resis told us that there was a lot of survivors thanks to games like Outbreak existing. You still got to question how much, like, what really broke the camel's back? Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Because obviously, for the next 2 years, Umbrella was still hanging. Like, they were still around. To a point, of course. Like, they weren't always there, but they were there to a point. So, like, when did they fall? How did they fall? Because, remember, as I said, Code Veronica, it hinted at Chris going to war with Umbrella. The thing is, how did he go to war with Umbrella? And I think we might get, and I know Umbrella Chronicles exists, but that game is so obscure that at this point, they just need to make a Revelations game. Because, ironically enough, Revelations was meant to be their interquel games, like what was happening between games, and yet they refuse to do anything with it. And it sucks. It's very clear they can do something about it. They just refuse to. And it sucks. Did I get rid of it? Yes, I did. So, I'm sort of just hoping that in the future we get something involving that. Because now that we know Capcom's not afraid to jump over time periods thanks to Resi 8's DLC and Resi 9, this should give them the excuse to go back and explain lore. Give us a game that explained what really killed Umbrella. Because, like I said, all we got was that there was amounts of evidence being stacked up against them. We don't know what the evidence was, because obviously we just assumed that, oh, it's the Raccoon City survivors. But at the same time, it's still not enough. Like, we need, like, there has to be a better reason to why Umbrella was gonna die. Like, what really killed them? So it's got to be. You gotta. It makes you think. Oh, what the hell is that? I don't know. I guess I'm just hoping that Resi, for once, sticks to its lore, but it won't. it retcons itself sometimes for the sake of plot, which I can get. It's understandable. But there comes a point where you need to start explaining stuff. Oh, here's a shotgun. Neato. I guess the RNG is playing in my favor. But yeah, I'm hoping that Capcom not takes advantage of this, because obviously at this point, now they're going back to Resi, or going back to Raccoon City, it feels like they're running out of ideas. Not I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because obviously, like I said, with the ability to now time jump, now it no longer has to take place in the current year. They can now do a bunch of stories now related to lore, or just if they want to explain some stuff. Like, for example, doing what the movies have always done, which are basically interquels between each game. For example, Damnation is between 4 and 5. Retribution is between 5 and 6. Death Island is between 6 and 7. You get the point. Also, sorry for the bad meme. Shit. So I'm hoping Capcom takes advantage of this and is willing to try and experiment with their games. Also, okay, because I'm playing Resi 3, did you know that there's someone going out of their way to mod the whole damn thing? Someone's going out of their way to try to bring back all the cut content that was meant for 3-make. And I'm just thinking to myself, damn. Y'all got way too much time on your hands. At the same time, keep going. I want to see exactly what the hell they cut out. Like, all this, I can recognize some of this. I can recognize a tiny bit. But, man, do they really need to fix all this? Take the Uptown map. They gotta fix some of this. Like, it's not even funny. So hopefully Capcom can just do something more. Like, that's what after all, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm just sort of coping at this point because I really miss Revelations. The Revelations series is one of my favorite spin-offs that Resi ever made. And I'm really hoping Capcom's willing to continue it. Obviously, they're probably not, because reasons, which, boo-hoo, I'm sad, but come on, it's Revelations. If you want a game to fill in the gaps, just chuck it at Revelations. And if rumors are true, then Resi 9 was meant to be Rev 3. But obviously that never happened. There's Brad. So maybe in the future. Maybe. But then again, it's just pure cope. You never know.
Get away!
Brad, hang in there. Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do? Listen, he's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
Man, I feel bad for the homie after this, because I know what happens after this. Thanks to, actually, not even thanks to 3 Make. I think I know about this thanks to other reasons. No pinball machine. Now, what the hell is this? Clock tower postcard. A picture posted of a clock tower. The following explanation is printed on the backside. A landmark spot. St. Michael Clock Tower. Take the clock tower postcard. Man, they drop a lot of ammo for you in this game. It's not even funny. Like, Resi 2 and Code Veronica give you like 15 rounds, but there was a lot more drops. Here they give you like 30, but there's less drops apparently. And all the drops are randomized, which, not gonna lie, is kind of genius because it keeps the game every playthrough fresh. And usually I'm against randomness in my games, but that's only with roguelikes. If it's a once per playthrough type thing, I am fine with that. That is perfectly fine with me. Because that keeps the games being replayable and reasons to come back. That, and it's not alienating players because of the fact you lose everything when you die. But yeah. I don't know how to feel about Resi 9. Like, am I hyped for it? Hell yeah, I am. I just wonder how it's gonna work out for Capcom now. I'm getting bored.